So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So now we are here to discuss another problem of Leetcode, that is Sudoku Solver. So in this question we are given that write a program to solve a Sudoku puzzle by filling the empty cells. So you might have know about Sudoku already. So we need to write a code that can solve the Sudoku solver. So here you can see that the integers which are in red color are the answers, and let me show you how you can solve this Sudoku. Like here is the empty space, so you can check the any integer from 1 to 9, and that particular integer should not be repeat in the same column or any row and particular in this block that is present. So now let's code our solution. So we will solve this question by backtracking. So we will call a function, like we can name it as solve. So we will call that function solve, and we will pass the board that is given to us, a 2D vector. Now we will write the code for solve function, and we will make a 2D vector for this board. And now in this function, first we will check the empty space in this given board. So for this we will use two for loops from int I equal to 0 to I less than the size of the board, size, and I plus plus. Now again for loop of 0 dot size and j plus plus. Now if the now we will check the condition if the board of I and j is an empty space, then we need to check for every integer for that particular block. So for this I will again use a for loop, and this will start from char c equal to 1, because in Sudoku the integers are from 1 to 9. So that's why I have started from c equal to 1, and it will go till c less than equal to 9 and c plus plus. And now we need to check if we can put that particular number in that block. So we will again make a function is valid, which will check whether we are able to put that particular integer in that particular block. So for this we will make a function named as is valid, and we will pass the argument of board comma I comma j comma, and rest is c. Okay. Now if this condition satisfies, then we will assign that block to the value c, and if this solve board condition satisfies, if if it returns true value, then we have to return the value true. We have used this if condition to check whether the forward integers are correct. If these are correct, then they will return true value. That will indicate that we are going good. And if if this condition does not satisfy, then we need to backtrack. So for backtrack, we will again assign it as empty space, and now if the condition does not satisfy, then we need to return false value. And if the sudo all the elements are filled in particular row or column, then we need to return true value. Okay, so now let's code for isValid function to check whether we can put particular integer in the block or not. So here we need to make 2D vector for board. Okay, it will hold the value of char type, that's why. And board, now I will name it as row and call, and the last but not least is our character. So for checking the particular row or column, we will use if first we will use for loop, and it will iterate from I equal to 0 to I less than 9 and I plus plus. Okay, sorry, int I equal to 0, I less than 9 and I plus plus. Now for particular row and column, we will check with the help of if condition, if board of I and call. It will check particular row if it is not repeating, but if it is repeating, then we will return false value, that we cannot put that particular integer. And for column, if board of row and I, if that particular integer is present in same column, then again we will return false value. Okay, now the last condition we need to check is whether the particular integer is present in that 3 by 3 sub block or not. So for this, we will use a formula, that is 3 into row by 3 plus I divided by 3. And for column, Again we need to write call divided by 3, but now this time it will be I modulo 3, and if that integer is already present in that 3 by 3 subboard, then again we will return false value. And if these all conditions does not satisfies, then we will return true value that you can put that integer in that particular block. So yes, I think we have done with our code. Now let's try to run our code. I hope this will work fine. Okay, again let's try our code. I made a mistake. Yes, our code is accepted. Now let's try to submit our code to check whether all the test cases runs properly or not. So yes, it's a success. So I hope this video helped you in learning new code, and thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned.